You're walking through a building you've never visited. A hallway curves left. A stranger passes you wearing a red jacket. And suddenly, impossibly, you know this has happened before. Not might have. You know it. The same way you know your own name. Then, half a second later, you know that's wrong. You've never been here in your life. That collision is déjà vu. Not a premonition, not a glitch in the universe. Something far stranger and far more explainable is happening inside your memory. For most of the 20th century, science barely touched this feeling. It was left to mystics and late-night radio callers, treated as too strange to study properly. Then, in 2003, psychologist Alan Brown decided to actually read everything ever written about it. What he found reshaped the field. Roughly 2 out of every 3 people experience déjà vu at some point in their lives. It happens less often as you get older, and it's triggered most commonly not by conversations, but by places. A room, a hallway, a street corner you swear you've turned down before. So what is it, really? One of the leading explanations comes from cognitive scientist Anne Cleary at Colorado State University. Cleary has built déjà vu in a laboratory, on command, using virtual reality. Participants explore digital environments, one after another. Some scenes share a hidden structural layout with a scene shown earlier, a hospital hallway, for instance, arranged just like a nightclub the participant walked through minutes before. Different setting, same underlying floor plan. Participants who can't consciously recall the earlier scene often still report the eerie sense that they have been here before. This is called the Gestalt familiarity hypothesis, and it reframes déjà vu entirely. It isn't about the specific place, it's about the shape of the place. Your brain doesn't just store memories as photographs, it stores the geometry, the pattern beneath the surface detail. When you walk into a room that shares that same hidden pattern with somewhere you've been before, your memory system flags a match. A strong, unmistakable sense of familiarity fires off. But your memory can't quite finish the job. It can't retrieve the actual earlier memory causing the familiarity. So you're left holding a signal with no source, a feeling of certainty attached to nothing you can name. That's the collision. Part of your brain says, I know this. Another part checks the evidence and comes up empty, says, that's impossible. Déjà vu is what it feels like when both signals arrive at the exact same moment. Neuropsychologist Chris Moulin, who has spent years studying memory disorders in Grenoble, France, has pushed this further. Moulin studies what happens when this same system breaks down completely in people with certain forms of dementia and epilepsy. Some of his patients don't experience déjà vu as a passing sensation. They experience something closer to a permanent conviction that everything happening right now has already happened before. Their brain has lost the checking mechanism that normally steps in and says, wait, this can't be right. That comparison tells you something important about your own, ordinary déjà vu. It isn't a malfunction. It's proof your memory system is working exactly as it's supposed to.